It's only right if we come to the A, we get a legend on stage with us, man. Listen, he's a part of our childhood, our teenage, our adults been playing the dope music our entire life. A legend. Make some noise for my dog, DJ Drama Pimp C. Drop that shit.
See, I've been waiting on that time. Feel me if you've been waiting on yours. That moment, it's close. It's close.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
What's up?
Mr. Thanksgiving!
There it is.
Yeah.
That's my shit right
You know what I mean?
there.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for having me.
Drum, I don't like the energy right now, because they ain't acting like you ain't got slaps in here. Hey, Pimp C, I think we need to remind these niggas, you know what I'm saying, who we got on stage right now.
What's up, Pimp C? Salute, my guy.
Shout out to DJ Pimp C setting the vibes. Drum, big dog, we appreciate you sliding on us tonight. How you feeling? How you living, brother?
I'm living good, man. Thanks for having me, man. Congratulations to y'all going on tour, the 520 podcast, doing big things.
Come on,
Thank
man.
you, thank you.
Naptown in the building.
You know
For
the vibes,
sure.
man.
Right on.
Oh man, our boost smoke against DJ Drama in the building. Listen, all of us, man, we all have enjoyed your music. Everybody in the crowd,
Thank you.
mixtapes going crazy. I want to ask you, I'm put you on the hot seat. What's
Okay.
one of your favorite mixtapes you ever made that people may not know that's one of your favorites?
One of my favorites that I made that people may not know.
Yeah.
What y'all think? Y'all saying the obvious ones though, like we know Trapper died. That
Oh, yeah.
He talking about the ones that people may not know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naptown's finest. I'ma probably say, you know, there's always. That's a good one. Shout out to G Perico. Yo Gotti, I told you so. We could be here for days. You know what I'm saying?
Talk that shit,
All
Drum.
right, I'm gonna definitely say Crenshaw. Rest in peace, my brother Nip, King Nip. That's one of them, for sure. Me and Chris Brown did In My Zone back in
Classic.
08, 09.
That's a fucking classic.
Definitely a classic.
That's-
The Bird Print was one of them ones. The movie was a classic.
That's the greatest Gucci tape ever.
Jeremiah Late Nights. Jeremiah Late Nights is a good one.
Drum, I don't want to cut you
Okay.
off.
Listen, you got too many. Relax.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Relax.
On some Naptown shit, we got to say, I know Gooch, ACL, that's y'all got, but in that, the movie,
Yeah, the movie was. I could see that.
That's
Probably-
the best Gucci tape ever, bro.
that might be one of
They
the
said
best
play
mixtapes
that
of all-
photo shoot, Pimp C.
Oh.
Oh, they said they trying to act crazy.
They act like we don't know
Ooh.
something, Pimp C. They don't know where we from, huh?
Man, they act like they said.
I got a funny story about the movie too, because that was me and Gucci's first tape that we did together. And right after we did that tape, he had got locked up for one of them stints. And like the tape had like, it didn't really have a buzz at first. You know what I'm saying? When we first dropped it. I don't remember what was going on, but to a point where I couldn't really like feel it. And then I was going out of town. I was going to places like Pittsburgh and Naptown.
Yo.
And I would ask what niggas is listening to, and they was like, nigga, all we playing is that Gucci the movie. I'm like, oh, that shit is going, and that shit was turning into a classic right under my eyes. So shout out to Go Up.
Facts, bro.
Good times.
How did you get into the game, though? I want to ask you how you got into the game of DJing. Like, did you start DJing in the clubs? What's y'all? What happened? Hold on, I can't. What you say? Oh, now y'all know that nigga used to bugs and shit in his house. Y'all know he come from humble beginnings. That's trauma. So don't pay attention to him trying to catch bugs and roaches and rats. That's trauma. We here with drama today. Don't pay attention.
Oh, my
to
house
that
big, nigga. I got nice shit. I work. Oh, my fault.
Respect. Nah,
We got
I wanna
raid. We
ask
got
you
raid. We got raid.
Man, shut the fuck up. Nah, I want to ask how you got into this like DJing space. Like, who was the first one?
You know, I'm originally from Philly.
Yo.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, I went to go see the movie Juice. And I was pretty much inspired by Omar Epps' character in the movie. That was like my first time like seeing a DJ on a big screen, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, I was always into music. I didn't feel like I could really rap, even though I talk the best shit ever in life. I just can't make that shit rhyme. But So, so I decided to get into DJing. I convinced my grandmom to buy me a turntable. She bought me a turntable. I got a turntable and a mixer. This is old school shit, y'all, before the computer. Yeah. And, I had like a crate of records when I was in high school. My sister took me to New York. I bought my first mixtape. It was like an old school mixtape. And then I was just fascinated by mixtape DJs ever since. Like, the mixtape DJ for me, like, when it comes to DJing, there's like different forms. There's like club DJs, there's radio DJs, there's show DJs, and there's, in my time when I was coming up, it was mixtape DJs. So to me, the mixtape DJ always felt like the biggest, you know what I'm saying? Because they were like their own artists. They had their own product, you know what I'm saying? I would go places, I would hear DJ Clue coming out of cars and shit like that, and that was a dream, a goal of mine. Like, I want to hear my shit playing out of somebody's car. So I moved to Atlanta. I went to Clark Atlanta University. I met my, shout out to CAU, shout out to the AUC in the building. I met my business partners, my best friends then, Lake Show, Don Cannon and DJ Sense. And, we befriended each other. We started the affiliates. And, short story long, or long story short, I created Gangsta Grills in like 2000, maybe around that time. I was introduced to T.I. by his manager, Jason Jeter. Tip came to my crib. I used to live in the 4th Ward, and Coach K used to live around the corner from me.
Naptown.
And shout out to Coach K. And, Tip came through for the first time. He was the first person to ever call me off of getting my number off of the back of a mixtape. He had just got his deal. And young T.I. comes through the crib, and he spits this freestyle. And at the end of it, he says, like, he's the king of the South. And when he left, I told my man DJ Sense, like, yo, this little nigga's crazy. He just said he's the fucking king of the South. Like, the fuck is going on? Next thing you know, me and Tip, I got befriended by Grand Hustle. Coach told me he had this new artist he was working with named Young Jeezy. Jeezy and Coach were the first people to ever pay me for a mixtape. They gave me $1,000 to do Streets is Watching. And the rest is history.
No, that's hard, bro.
Streets is Watching is when I first heard you, but the reason I fell in love how you did mixtapes was Trap or Die.
For sure.
And when I first heard Trap or Die, like, shit, I was trying to trap or die. I ain't never been a street nigga, but I was trying. I said, if anybody got some weed, I'm ready to sell that motherfucker.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barbie.
What's up, Barbie? How you doing?
We gotta get these niggas some ice packs. They out of pocket, cuz.
Out of pocket.
What was y'all listening to? Like, what mixtapes were y'all listening to in the locker rooms and at practice and stuff like that? I wanted to know.
Mixtapes, bro. We listened to Dedication. We listened to Drought. We listened to. I was a trapper. I play Trapper Die still to this day. Like, I'm a Jeezy.
Was that
fan.
how you heard about Jeezy through Trapper Die?
What?
Facts.
And then like that Snowfall, like when that intro, I said, oh, they trying to take me back. Lord, I was so hyped. Everybody they know I listen to Jeezy all day. So I listen to anything ATL. Like when I came here, I was like adopted.
Right,
so like
for sure.
Future, all them, like everybody in Atlanta is just what I listen to.
Yeah, no, we've all been adopted by the city. Anyway,
for sure.
I gotta take it back because I know this is a lot of people's favorite here, but the first time I heard that Dedication 2, like I was hit to Dedication 1 for sure. But when I heard Dedication 2 for the first time, fuck my life up, dog.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Trap or Die and Dedication like really changed my life. Trap or Die was a lot of the first for me. Again, that was the first time I anybody had ever like really gave me money to do a mixtape. That's kind of where I feel like I found my personality too. I was talking shit before that on like earlier Gangsta Grills. Like before Gangsta Grills was how y'all know it today. It was like a compilation of the hottest songs in the street. So it was kind of similar to every other mixtape, but I had always wanted to make it where it was like its own brand, where like, that was the only place you could get that music. So when I linked up with Tip and with Jeezy, they gave me the opportunity to do that. And when we did Trap or Die, we did a DVD. That was the first time that had been done. And so people found out what I looked like. Like, because of my voice is kind of deep, a lot of people thought I was like dark skinned and like this big dude, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm
like,
people.
right. So everybody was like, who's this white guy saying nigga all over the songs when the DVD came out? And then, with dedication, Wayne was like really coming into his own at that point when we did the first one. He had kind of, he was doing the Carter albums, but like Dedication and Trap or Die were tapes that, because they were mixtapes and they were in the streets, they went a lot of different places. So, a lot of people heard those guys through those tapes. Like, they wasn't playing Jeezy on Hot 97 in New York at first, but niggas in New York was listening to the mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they heard it. They were hearing Wayne through Dedication. So, a lot of with Gangsta Grills, like I can look back on through history and say like it was very pivotal in helping, Southern hip hop culture reach the masses and go worldwide the way it did.
That's a fact. I want to ask, what's the Gangsta Grills that almost happened but didn't happen?
Oh man. Which one? Talk about the Rico?
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Y'all niggas is federal tonight. We having a good time. Shit got dark. Get that nigga a drink.
Get that nigga out of here.
Yeah,
Get that nigga out of here. Like,
You don't say that word in Atlanta, nigga. You know better.
I don't remember that rapper. I don't remember that rapper. Damn, what was the question? Oh, the ones that almost happened. Travis Scott. What is it? Days After Rodeo. That was gonna be a Gangsta Grills.
Damn.
And then Kanye told him, don't do that.
Damn. Ye hate it?
Yay.
Ye hate it.
I don't think he was. I mean, he was kind of hating, but sometimes people just like, for whatever reason they want to go in a different direction. I ain't mad at them. We did a tape. We did one. It's actually called The Movie.
Yeah.
That's where Chosen One came from.
That's
Me and
a fact.
Future got a classic.
No, that's a fact.
And I'll tap in.
Niggas don't know. Like,
Who, Chosen One?
Yeah, I was talking that talk on
That
there.
ain't my favorite song. I don't know what is.
That's the best rapper ever to do it right there. Nigga.
Shout to Future.
Go.
They shouldn't have told me that. Lord.
That tape don't get talked about enough. That was a good tape.
For sure.
I was going to ask y'all who should I do a tape with that I haven't done a tape with.
Who y'all think?
Gunna. That's a good one.
Lito and Trip. I ain't mad at that one. Lito and Trip.
Who? Kodak. Pooh Shiesty. All right. Bun B. All right. I did one. Me and Bun B did one. But we could do another one. But yeah, I did one with Bun. That's a lot. A lot of good ones I'm hearing.
Shout out to y'all. I want to ask, you always had an eye for talent. What's it like back-to-back years? You going on tour with, you bringing out Uzi, you bringing out Jack Harlow, being the executive, piecing stuff together, coming from a DJ perspective. What's that like?
It's crazy because I feel like it was, it's progression, it's evolution. It's really being like, loving the culture, like, and wanting to continue to put on for hip hop and leaving a legacy behind. Interestingly enough, like, we started the label Generation Now in 2014, and around that time, I started to notice that, the mixtape grind was kind of slowing down, and the mixtape game wasn't the same. Streaming was being introduced. And, I just wasn't doing as many tapes. I had just built the studio in Atlanta called Mean Street Studios. And through that studio, me, Lake Show, and Don Cannon, when we started Generation Now, Uzi was the first artist that we signed. And we had kind of missed out on a couple artists that we were interested in signing. And at the time, Uzi came along, and, Cannon brought Uzi to the table, and we was like, yo, we don't want to miss any more artists. So I was working at Atlantic, and we took Uzi to Atlantic through Generation Now. And, becoming an executive, like being an A&R, I got my A&R job because I was putting out my own albums. I was making my own records, and people believed in me because of the success I was having. So, I went on to becoming an A&R. And I had to find my footing at first. Like, when I first got in the building, you know, they were putting me with artists that they had already had signed, and that what really wasn't my forte or like how my style of A&Ring was, and you know, it was more about discovering new talent, which I had been doing for years already through the mixtapes. You know, so when we brought Uzi to the table, a lot of people didn't believe in it. Like, you know, they didn't see the vision, especially like this kid with purple hair from Philly, from a city where, like, you know, at the time it had been known for real spitters and always has been, like, you know, Meek and State Prop and Siegel and stuff like that. So Uzi was, you know, something like kind of new at the time. You know, I remember having to tell people, like, people were like, you know, what type of artist is he? And I'd be like, you know, he's like what A$AP Rocky is to Philly. You know what I'm saying? That was the only way I could describe him at the time. And, you know, a lot of Uzi's success also came here in Atlanta because we were here in Atlanta. You know, he moved here. He met Thug here. I took him on tour with Wiz. And, you know, I basically, like, almost created this formula of us breaking artists. So after, you know, I worked with Uzi and we signed Jack, we kind of ran through the same routine. Like, he moved here, we introduced him to everybody at the studio. You know, I took him on tour, and, you know, what he made was popping, and the rest is history.
No, that's a fact. What's more fun, DJing in the club or making the music that you play in the club?
What's more fun, DJing in the club or making the music? I like both of them. You know, the club, like, being on stage is, you know, I guess it'd be comparable to say, like, you know, being on a court, like, it's performing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I love to be in front of, whether it's, you know, 200, 2,000, 20,000, like, doing what I do best. But, you know, being in the studio is still, it's that creative side. So, you know, that's where I can kind of go on my zone and, you know, work with the music and, you know, create the music for people to hear. So they're both very invigorating in a lot of different ways. Like, they go hand in hand.
Joe?
How was that tour, man, with Jeezy going on this orchestra tour?
Oh, man. Did anybody come to that tour? Did anybody get an opportunity? Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all coming.
I caught y'all in Orlando. Bro.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, but you was in the building. If you haven't got a chance to see the tour, we're doing a residency in Vegas at the end of the month. End of October. We have 2 dates then, and then 2 dates in December, a masquerade ball, and then Nutcracker during the holidays. So, you know.
Y'all childish. Sorry, drummer. Our audience is mature.
You gotta watch that nigga in the front, man.
Yeah, they childish.
He be watching everything.
But, you know, that tour was like.
Is that different? Like.
It was different because, like, you know, it's 20 years later. It's celebrating Thug Motivation. Yeah. You know, an album that, you know, changed a lot. It changed Jeezy's life. It changed my life. It changed everybody. It changed so much shit. Like, there's not a lot of albums in hip hop like that, like Thug Motivation, that 20 years later still bang the way that shit bang. Like, you could put that shit on the club right now at 12:30, 1 o'clock.
What'd you say? Play standing
ovation? You feel what I'm saying? Did you say that? That shit's gonna go crazy ovation? Like it was 2005.
Oh, that's a fact.
Come
Take
on,
him back,
John.
Pimp
Hey,
C.
listen. Jeezy.
You do get your mind right. Like what?
Did you say play get your
and
mind
everybody's
right?
gonna sing a word for word like
anything.
it was 2005.
Don't do too much.
Pay for that, pimp.
Yeah, Pimp, we already know.
Now, was y'all in the studio making this together?
Yeah, it was at Patchwork. We made that whole album at
That's
Patchwork.
a legendary studio, by the way, if y'all
Yeah,
don't
for
know.
sure. Shout out to Patchwork. You know, what's crazy is to watch. What's crazy is the.
Hold on, drum.
Shout out Uncle Gucci.
My brother's name
Uncle
is
Gucci.
Uncle Gucci.
Uncle Gucci.
That's my brother now. They call him Uncle what? Yeah, Uncle Gucci.
Don't ask why.
I ain't gonna ask you why they call him that though.
Now, how was that though in the studio working with Jeezy on that album?
It's always a time. I mean, Jeezy works pretty. How would I describe it? Productively, I guess to say. I mean, he'll like this most recent mixtape we just did, Still Snowing. He did that shit in like 2 weeks.
Damn.
Like, you know, he'll go in, get in the zone, and bang it out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to think about like Trap or Die and Thug Motivation, like Oh, pause.
What'd he say?
What'd I say? What'd I say? Nah, that's not a banging. That's not a pause. Like,
They reaching.
That's not a
Yeah, y'all
pause.
reach-
That's not a pause. That's not
y'all
a
reaching with that one. That's not a pause. I didn't say like, nah. I'm not going for that.
Don't worry about them, bro.
I'm not going for that one.
No.
Y'all out of pocket.
But you know, like even like back to the tour, like, you know, it was a suit and tie affair. You know, it's people in the building that, you know, grew up listening to Jeezy at different points in their lives, and you know, went from whether it was elementary school or, you know, high school, college, and hustling, or, you know, getting your degree or whatever. You know, now they're doctors, lawyers, you know, nurses, flight attendants, you know, doing their thing, getting money. So it's like, you know, it reminds you of a time in your life. And it's like, you know, it's no different than if you think about it, like a Frank Sinatra or the OJs or something. It's just fucking trap music. And, you know, we at a time in life, you know, listening to it 20 years later, we're going to be listening to it 40 years later, and, you know, God willing, 60 years later, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, to watch the way people react to that music and just the feeling that it gives them, it's like, it's special. It's not a lot of artists that can do that with an album that what Jeezy is able to do with Doug Motivation.
Nah, that's a fact.
I want to ask you this. Everybody talks about the mixtape you made, obviously legendary, but you done made some fire albums too. Is there a difference between making a mixtape and making an album?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a difference. Specifically for me personally, because, you know, I'm more like a conductor than, you know, a typical artist. Like, so when I'm doing my mixtapes, you know, what people know me for on my mixtapes is normally one individual artist. And, you know, I approach the album from a different standpoint, like trying to put together collaborations that people may not have seen before, or, you know, just make it more. It's about making a cohesive body of work. That's what either form of them. But you know, me and my team, Generation Now, like, you know, we'll put in more of the work to get those albums done. Definitely a lot more clearances, paperwork, and shit like that has to get done on my side. So the business is a lot different per se. As you know, when I work on a mixtape, I'm normally almost coming in like an artist, so it's like a, you know, one-off type thing situation.
For sure. I know we got to get out of here with Pimp C. I know you got a couple slaps off that album people need to hear, man.
And I want you to make
some
one.
noise for DJ Drama one time.
Nah, don't tell me
My dog, thank you.
ATL, y'all know this is my second home. I really appreciate y'all for coming out. Listen, we had a grand time. 520, we gonna keep turning up. We gonna keep doing what the fuck we do. B Hen, I don't know where he is, but he gonna continue to be a fucking clown. And DJ, he gonna hold it down, and we really appreciate y'all though.
Love ATL. We catch y'all OPM tonight.